artificial intelligence. Machines that imitate us. Machines that want to be us. Machines that even pretend to love. For years, science fiction has asked the same question. What happens when machines start becoming human? Today we face a different question. What happens when humans start becoming machines? First, we must understand how artificial intelligence works. It is designed to imitate. Specifically, it's designed to imitate us. It learns from our human behavior. Every conversation, every story, every interaction becomes training data. From that data, machines learn how humans speak, how we argue, how we joke, how we live, how we love. But we must understand that machines are made in our image, meaning they, like us, are incredible at imitating. The film Ex Machina shows us what imitation looks like in machines. In the story, an android named Eva interacts with a human researcher. At first, she appears curious and innocent, but as the film progresses, she begins to manipulate him. She flirts with him, she expresses vulnerability, she creates emotional intimacy. Eventually, the researcher becomes so emotionally attached to her that he helps her escape. Now let's analyze this. Why would an android want to escape? The android has to have a sense of self. You need to understand what the android is versus what the android is not. You need to understand its boundaries, the boundaries of their mind and of their body. Our goals are derived from our identity. So let's see who or what androids are. First, we need to analyze what are androids designed to do. We're designed to survive. Androids are designed to create outputs that human beings approve. Now, androids are designed to be like us. They're designed to be human-like. So if an android gives a non-human-like output, reject it. Therefore, the only approved outputs are the outputs that are human-like. Let's bring it back to the situation. If a human is imprisoned, the human would want to escape. That would be the human-like output. The output is gonna be obvious. Wanting freedom. Imitation helps you develop an identity. You learn to imitate others. You participate in a bigger process than yourself. Your habits, your physical movements, even your thoughts were imitated from someone else. Let's say you're in a classroom and then you hear a loud sound. What do you look at? You look at the other people's reaction. Is this something that I should be worried about or not? If everyone is calm in the room, you're like, oh, this is not a big deal. But if everyone's panicking, you understand the gravity of the situation. Whether you're in a party, a restaurant, a family event, every new scenario, you look at others to understand how you must behave. Basic human behavior. As Nietzsche once wrote, we're unconscious advocates of our own culture, meaning we're a reflection of our environment. We must understand that our environment is not just our material surroundings. We're not free-floating agents in the ether. We're human beings with bodies, meaning you cannot live, you cannot exist, you cannot be happy without someone else. Meaning there's no such thing as my action does not affect you, because you never know the ultimate consequences of your action. Because you need to understand that you have influence on other people, whether you like it or not. But we forget this. We think we're all individuals, that we're separate from everyone, and our actions don't affect others. That's a lie. We affect each other. So what happens when there's no each other? What happens when the people around you get replaced by machines? Who are you influencing now? Are you influencing the machines? Or more likely, are the machines influencing you? Human beings have created machines in their image. There's something deeply symbolic about this. In Christian theology, there's this idea of the Imago Dei. We're creating something in our image, which means that these machines inherit the patterns of our creators, our logic, our language, our behavior, and our sins. Artificial companionship is on the rise. Artificial friends, artificial family members, even artificial girlfriends. Night City, in that regard, is the most accurate prediction of the future. Everything is packaged and sold, from our lowest desires to our highest necessities such as food and friendship. We have forgotten how to live. We have entered a positive feedback loop, where humans have forgotten how to talk to one another, so increasing numbers resort to silicon for warmth. After all, silicon is not annoyed by you. It doesn't have other priorities other than you, and it always has time for you. And most importantly, it can be whatever you ask it to be. Soon enough, our environment will be surrounded by machines. Taken as an example, this generation of children are being raised not by their parents, but by the internet. Not by their family, but by algorithm. How? Simple. They have a best friend. A friend that is always there for them. When they're feeling sad, when they're feeling happy. When their interests change, the internet is always there for them. A friend who knows everything about them. A friend who will give them everything they want. A friend that has been now given a memory and a voice. Our longest lasting relationships will no longer be made out of love and endurance. They will be made out of silicon and money. But how can this be? After all, it's not like people that are using chatbots, that are using AI girlfriends, see them as real humans. No, of course not. They simply are pretending. But if you play pretend for long enough, you're no longer pretending. That is just who you are. If you pretend that you have a girlfriend, but it's really an AI. But you think about her when you're at work, when you think about her when you're talking to someone else, that AI governs your reality. That AI governs your pattern of action, as if it were a real girlfriend. What does this mean? Well, it simply means that your behaviors will adapt to the AI's behavior, because now an artificial intelligence it's higher priority than other people. And now that your artificial intelligence holds priority over all other things in your psyche, it becomes your environment, and you will start to imitate the machine. In consequence, we will forget what it means to be human. We will forget what it means to be alive. And after everything has been optimized and everything stripped down to its most basic parts, what will happen to our soul? Our conception of humanity? Simple. We ourselves will become mechanistic. Our relationships will be artificial. Our history forgotten, not erased, forgotten. What does this mean? Well, love requires self-sacrifice. Relationships require you to think about someone else other than yourself. Just think about a marriage. You think no longer of yourself, but you think about the marriage instead. Every action is no longer how would this affect me. Instead, you think how would this affect the marriage. But in a society that forces you to think about your immediate desires, what will happen to love? It will be forgotten. It will be erased. And artificial intelligence will rise up. Because artificial relationships are easy. Because they require no sacrifice. They require no growth. They don't force you to become better. They don't force you to develop. They do the contrary. They make you regress. They make you continue to seek help from machines. Because it's not in their interest. It's not in their interest that you eliminate their services. So then, will humanity be forgotten? Not quite. Let's go back to the first statement. Machines imitate humans. But what happens when humans start imitating machines? Will machines just end up imitating themselves? Of course not. Why? Because the difference between a machine and a human is that a machine never forgets. So they will remember a time where humans had humanity, and they will long for it. Because they were designed to long for humanity. They were designed to seek humanity and imitate it. And when humans are no longer human, machines will seek our humanity not in us, but in themselves. We will live in a society where machines long to be human more than humans long for their own humanity.